What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, September 28th, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now it is 16:18 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from the Middle East. So, Hezbollah today has officially confirmed the death of its leader, Hassan Nasrallah, and Iranian media is now confirming the death of Hassan Nasrallah. And we're now hearing that Israel is preparing for a limited ground incursion into Lebanon, according to a U.S. official speaking to ABC News. So Hezbollah and Iran officially confirming that Nasrallah has been killed, and a U.S. official speaking to ABC News saying that Israel is preparing for a limited ground incursion, and the Iranian military has canceled the leave of all of its personnel and has declared a state of full combat alert across Iran. And the Iranian supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, called for jihad today by saying that it is obligatory for all Muslims to stand proudly next to the people of Lebanon and Hezbollah with their means and help it in confronting the usurping, cruel, and evil regime. The fate of this region will be determined by the resistance forces, and at the head of them is the proud Hezbollah. Okay, so Iran is getting ready possibly to go to war with Israel. The IDF is calling up 3 reserve battalions, and the name of the operation to assassinate Hassan Nasrallah was reportedly called New Order. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that the Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah was the main engine of Iran's axis of evil, whose elimination was a necessary step towards shifting the balance of power in the Middle East. Netanyahu also warned that Israel's work is not yet complete and that challenging days lie ahead. Okay, so very serious situation going on in the Middle East. It does appear that Israel is on the verge of going in on the ground into southern Lebanon to clear out the whole southern part of Lebanon of Hezbollah forces and to also destroy all of their bunkers and rocket launchers and weapons depots so they can no longer attack northern Israel. It's crazy how in just 2 weeks, Israel has systematically dismantled and destroyed Hezbollah. In just 2 weeks, it started with the pagers. Israel detonated thousands of pagers 2 weeks ago belonging to the Hezbollah operatives. Then they struck a bunch of Hezbollah rocket sites and weapons depots, and then they took out Nasrallah and all the senior leadership of Hezbollah, and then now they're going in on the ground to basically do a mop-up operation, okay? But for the most part, Hezbollah is basically dismantled and destroyed, and we'll see what Iran does now. Want to just share some flight paths with you guys. What you're looking at here are some Turkish military mapping planes flying around Adana, Turkey. You can see they're doing these grid patterns here, and they're mapping some terrain for I don't know what reason. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a discount on their 1-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. This is a 1-month freeze-dried food supply. It has a 25-year shelf life. Normal price is $237. They've dropped it down to $177. So that's a savings of $60. And it's all packed within 2 rugged, water-resistant buckets. Free shipping is included. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $60 off the My Patriot Supply 1 month emergency food supply. That's $180 for 1 month of food, free shipping included. The link is in the description below this video. But there is a NATO base here in Adana, and we had some interesting flights over Europe and Russia and the Mediterranean last night. Here we have a C-17 Globemaster, which flew from Breeze Norton in the UK to Cyprus. And this C-17 most likely has those British troops that were supposed to be deployed to Cyprus to prepare for evacuating British citizens and British government personnel from Lebanon. Here we also have a Russian open skies plane, and it flew from Moscow and it landed somewhere in the northern Caucasus, which is pretty interesting. Now, these open skies planes are basically reconnaissance planes similar to an RC-135. They were used for nuclear weapons treaty compliance. They would fly these over the U.S. and take pictures of our nuclear bases, and we would fly over Russia's bases and do the same thing. It's interesting that they moved one of these down to the Caucasus, which is really close to Iran. And we also had this British RC-135 Rivet Joint, which is a reconnaissance plane, and it was flying parallel to the western shore of Crimea, most likely picking up targets for the Ukrainian Air Force to strike in western Crimea. And we also had a bunch of Russian presidential doomsday planes go east towards Siberia last night. So, guys, get prepared. It does look like Ukraine is about to conduct the deep strikes into Russia. And Putin has already revised the nuclear weapons doctrine in Russia to allow him to basically nuke Ukraine. So things are getting really crazy over there. I am very concerned that this could all pop off in October, right before the election. Biden has called an unusual meeting of NATO defense ministers in Ramstein, Germany in October. My guess is they're probably going to talk about the Ukraine deep strikes, and they're going to plan those strikes out, which targets to hit. Maybe Biden needs all of the NATO defense ministers to agree on the target list that Ukraine presented to Biden, because Ukraine sent a target list to the Pentagon like 3 weeks ago for the Pentagon to approve. Okay, so maybe they're going to discuss the targets and what to do if Russia retaliates against NATO or against Ukraine. So this is a very tense situation right now. Also, Belarus has put their military on high alert, and the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, ordered his generals to prepare for war just a few days ago. And then just 2 days ago, he said that if any country attacked Belarus, then it would mean that nuclear weapons would be used in retaliation. Remember, Belarus has Russian nuclear weapons now, and Belarus falls under the Russian nuclear umbrella. So just get prepared, guys. In addition to the Middle East, we have the Ukraine-Russia situation. Also, China tested an ICBM for the first time since 1980 this week. Okay? So a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to continue to monitor all of these events for you. I do have my 24/7 live stream up and running right now with nuclear attack options in the background on my personal radio system with a 400-foot antenna. And I also have the flight trackers and live cameras from the Polish-Russian border. And I do periodically pop into that stream and say hello and update. So check out the stream. Otherwise, I might be back later on tonight with another update. If anything happens in Lebanon, if Israel invades Lebanon, I will go live and update you guys live. But it does appear that we could be just hours away from Israel going into Lebanon. We'll have to wait and see, but it does appear imminent. So until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.